in December. So
okay, we can start.
you do this session.
Bonjour. Hello. So thank you to FIRA to welcome us for this pitch about how we think we can handle some of the challenges of the agriculture sector robotics. So I'm Stéphane DURAN, project manager for RobAgri, a French association for agricultural robotics development. So I'm going to share my presentation with you. And that's okay. So what we think in order to address some of the challenges of the sector is that you need to have a global or mutual approach, and as well as having a members diversity. So I will focus on this. At RobAgri, so we've got four kind of actors. First one are industrials and from the machinery sector, as well as startups. The second one, the B college, is about manufacture industry providing different cameras or different technologies, technology suppliers to the sector. Then we've got a third college, which is very diverse in itself, because it gathers research organism, as well as applied research in agriculture and agronomy, as well as teaching. So there is a wide range of competences, which is a strong quality of the French ecosystem. Then we've also got clusters, and the fourth part is farmers' organization, which are very important in order to see which are the needs of the farmers. So once we've gathered these four colleges, we've got 5 axes we want to address, having in focus that one of the most important thing for us is to develop common methodologies and knowledge, in fact, as well as gathering people. So since we started nearly 4 years ago, we focused on norms and safety, also technology transfer. A third one is farmers' needs and social acceptance, machinery tests that you saw today with, for example, ARPA test from INRAE, and you also saw very interesting discussions, or you will see at 5, about norms for safety. And last thing we do is representing the sector among authorities, which is the case at the moment with the plan for recovery in France. So one of the main message I want to tell you is that the more diverse you are, in fact, the better you represent the sector, and the more likely you are to tackle technologies challenges. And a few examples to illustrate what we did. We did some interviews upon farmers, and in order to assess their needs in different production, the barnyard, the vegetables, also crops, arable crops. We also did a proposal to the French state in order to develop the sector from research to the markets. We've got a common group and some common work with AXEMA on Machinery Directive 2006-42, which is in a process to evolve, and also some work on the ISO 19400 97, which also being changed because it needs some evolution. One of the good example of what we did commonly is that we did a common guidelines for risk analysis on the safety aspect of the robots. So this is a kind of guidelines that you relying on risk analysis, which we did with the LNE laboratory from which is a member of RobAgri also, and which is at the disposal of the members. And one of the last example we do is we try to expand, the experimentation and the deployment of the robots in the fields, so that you can cross, a small road in order to go from a field to another, which is not possible at the moment because you have to put your robots on a kind of, I don't have the name, in remorque, the French will get it. We also, this is something to illustrate the technological maturity about the solutions that we can propose to the farmers. This was one of the outputs of the work we did during our studies. This is the kind of information we have, and I will finish, in fact, on the topics we're going to address. So as I told you, we've got for the moment groups working on performance tests, norms, and regulation. Also eco-efficiency, which is a recent one, and we are thinking about other groups which are, for example, how to adapt to future farming systems. There are many ways: small robots, medium ones, large ones. We've also got a group which will head its first meeting tomorrow, which is a ROS and Common Algorithm library. Roland Lenain from INRAE talked about it, I think. And in this group, we try, in fact, to gather the industry world and the research world. And this would be one of the challenge, one of the biggest challenge, in order to develop the sector, being able to make people work together on this kind of subject in order to share, knowledge. We've also got cyber security, which is an important topic, which you've got a norm in the automotive sector, and which will, in fact, impact the sector in the automotive. And in 2023, all the new, all the new kind series, going on the markets we have to be compliant to this norm, which will also apply to technology providers. And in 2025, all the automotive or all the cars going on the market will have to be compliant with this norm. And what we try to do is to work on this topic because it will affect our industry. And some other challenges can be GNSS positioning, for example. So I will finish by presenting you the board of the association. We've got Jean-Michel Lebars, which is from Kuhn company. Also Xavier Roboux, which is from INRAE, as a vice president, also working with Jean-Pierre Chanet, which is in Clermont-Ferrand. Also François Carpentier from cooperative Ceresia in the east of France, as well as Dominique Bache from VTBot. You saw some demonstration about it, and me as a project manager. So thank you for your attention, and welcoming your answers and questions.
Yes, now you can ask your question on the Q&A section or in the conversation. Feel free.
Yes, so yeah, I can see an interesting question about the fact if we are 100% France focused. In fact, no, because if you look at our members, concerning membership, we've got some members, like robotics, one member from Switzerland, also from also Germany. So we've got some members, and also the Center for Agronomic Research, CRRI, from Wallonie, Belgium. And concerning the focus, we in fact intend to develop the French sector. So that would be my answer. Is that precise enough? Welcome. Yes, so I have some special focus about electrification. For the moment, we don't have special focus on this, although this is an important topic. And let's, in fact, the topics we choose depend on the members' interests. So if it would happen that a few members are interested in this, we could focus on the subject. Yes, I've got another answer. Yes, about the common algorithm library, which will be in interest. Surely we are interested in collaborating, and we will get into touch, because the core aspect of this is that lots of algorithms are developed in research. For example, at INRAE, there are lots of algorithms on traversability and about guiding the machine and avoiding obstacles on the road. So this is an approach that can be developed on a wider scale, and then we could talk about it.
Five minutes left, so maybe a last question if you have.
So it seems we had a few but interesting questions. So I thank you for this, for your attention, and Maya, I leave you the microphone.
Yes. Thank you, everybody. Now we are closing the session. Thank you, Stéphane, for your presentation. And if you want more details about RobAgri and the different projects, you can just contact them or go directly on their booth. They are still available. Thank you very much. Bye.
Okay, thanks, Maya. Bye-bye.